Kimari. Even as we continue to bring this conversation on COP27 climate change through Planet Action, a show that only comes to you at 8:30 p.m. today, we will be having the same discussion. Be sure to join us. But now let's still go to Mombasa County, where there is an insurance conference that is happening right now. Let's just link up with our reporter, Tobias Chanji, who is breaking down on what is happening down at the coast.
The 16th annual insurance conference has started off at Leisure Lodge in Diani Town, Kwale County. The conference brings together industry players under the Association of Insurance Brokers of Kenya. It comes at a time where some insurance companies have delisted some of the vehicles, but AIBK has sought to reassure Kenyans that everything is under control.
In the intermediaries, the brokers, Kenya professionals that advise on insurance, whereas most likely they have cited the issues of claims and adverse claims issues. We all know most of the models that have been used, they have cited are the ones that have also been used in many other ventures. But we still believe that the insurance industry is not one that's supposed to run away from risks. We can price it, we can look at it and know how do we do what we call underwriting, but we cannot run away from taking the risks, because those vehicles are already in the country. If you all say we are not going to insure them, and they are legally in the country, so where would they take their vehicles? So we are in talks with insurance companies that have basically delisted the various models from insurance, so that we can have an understanding. And we believe, I still remember, even again, if you allow me to say mobile, when it came, there are people who were saying they will not be able to cover mobile phones because it was a risk. You are holding a mobile phone with your hand. Anything can happen, it can fall, it can be stolen. But today is a standard cover. If we can be able to cover terrorism, I don't think covering a Pro Box or a Succeed is a big issue. So we believe that we will eventually, once we have an engagement with the insurance companies, we will come out with reasonable understanding on what we can be able to do, particularly on those vehicles. So we believe it's an insurable risk because those are vehicles that are used by the local, the person on the streets and people, especially in the countryside, because these are very, very hardy, some of those are very hardy vehicles that they use for their transport and carriage of goods. Yes, there maybe have been a misuse here and there, but that does not mean that you have a blanket, a blanket closure that they are all not insurable. We believe eventually, and even in the sidelines of this conference, we believe we will be able to come up with a much more reasonable discussion and agreement on how to cover them going forward.
Some of the issues that have been cited to be a major challenge to insurance companies include technology, but at the same time, this insurance company are saying that venturing into blue economy, which seems to have more opportunities.
The pace at which technology is changing is very fast. Many companies are not able to cope with those changes, and so therefore our message to the insurance industry especially, but all companies in general, is you need to digitize quickly because customers are also moving into smart technology, smartphones. Many countries, even in the region, are beginning to manufacture smartphones. If you go to Rwanda, there is a phone called Mara. So the customers are moving faster on technology platforms, but the insurance industry has remained largely traditional, paper-based.
Certainly, those are emerging opportunities, and we have had them in theory, but we have seen even the government at the highest levels has now created a ministry that is going to be charged with the responsibility of bringing up the blue economy. It's an important aspect of our lives. It is a very big sector, and I'm happy to see that in the new government structure,